depending on which MMR bracket you are, because in
Yeah.
3K, it really doesn't matter if you have GA or
Yeah.
not. GA will not win the team fight. But in 4K, even if it's lower 4K, yeah, GA is against that lineup. I mean, we'll see in this game what happens, right? Because if this is a skilled game, highly skilled game or high skill game, um, GA
Hmm.
will definitely turn the tides of this game. At the same time, you've got an absurd, ridiculous, stupid team lineup. You've got
Yeah.
an immense farm dependent SF who will farm really, really fast. And then you've got a hugely farm dependent hero in the Terrorblade who does absolutely nothing without farm. So if
Yeah.
Terrorblade is taking up all the farm, sorry, if SF is taking up all the farm, which he will, and I don't expect anything else to happen, Terrorblade will, well, SF will take the farm. Terrorblade is just going to be hugely underfarmed. And if that's not enough, you've got another carry who is the Juggernaut, and
Hmm.
and then on top of that you've got the Bristleback. So your team, is
It's
pretty
pretty
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the enemy team, they've got a jungling Legion commander who is gonna get the most farm in the game at any specific time before 12 minutes, because
Yeah.
it's guaranteed CS. You're not gonna miss CS. And then you've got Invoker in the mid lane, who's gonna have a decent time against SF. It's not too bad. Let's have a quick look. It is an Exort Invoker, so he's gonna be okay. He's gonna get some farm out of the lane. You've got Medusa who's gonna get farm decently, and so the farm is spread evenly across this team. So this
Like,
team has
yeah.
a pretty decent farm wise. Got a pretty at the same time. Once again, Guardian Angel nullifies that entire farm for 8, 9, 10 seconds depending on the level. So I'd say it is pretty decent. But at the same time, now look at this team. Where are the stuns? Where's the disables? Where is
Yeah.
anything to prevent Legion from? Okay, sure, it's a Guardian Angel, but it's a 160-second Guardian Angel. Her duels are like,
$50.
yeah, she'll get 3 duels off in that time. Not to mention you have to be there when she. So it's like you can't really rely on that. There's no disable. There's no catch for any of these people. Monkey King comes in to harass anybody. There's no disable. So
Mm.
two of the biggest things in your team are no disable and
All
um,
carries.
yeah, very very highly farm dependent. Now picking Omniknight, that's the biggest issue when you pick Omniknight in a pub game is that he has no disables. I'm not saying you can't win games with Omniknight. Omniknight is very
Mm.
very strong, but there are two problems with Omniknight in picking him into a pub. Number one, there's no disable. You have to have disables in your team if you want to win games. This is not for Omniknight. This is the general Dota.
Mm.
Second thing is that Omniknight does not. When I suggest heroes to people, I suggest to them when they pick support for support heroes, I suggest to them pick supports who can scale really really well. Become semi carries. Heroes like Abaddon, heroes like Lena. You've got heroes like Witch Doctor, even Windrunner to a certain degree. Silencer. All of these heroes, they have one thing in common, that is Vengeful Spirit. They can become semi carries.
Hmm.
You buy full support items, you go full support, and after I don't know 30 minutes, you start having an impact. There's potential for semi carrying the game, even if one of your carries is if your carry is a complete retard, you can just start taking his farm.
Yeah.
Especially as a vengeful spirit, that's completely fine. You have the potential to take over the game. But as an Omni Knight support, as a support Omni Knight, you can't do that. You're not gonna have an impact. There's no way you're gonna get SNY and all of those things. And even if you do, it's just not the same impact. Having an SNY at 40 minutes, it's just not the same thing as
Hmm.
let's say having a I don't know a solar crest on a support vengeful spirit or something like that. You know, so let's go back and watch this from the very beginning, looking at your items and everything. So we start off the game. You obviously probably buy the courier. Let's
Hmm.
have a look at where the wards are. There is still one ward in the base. 4.1k. You definitely want to have both the wards. You want to have one ward in
Mid.
no, not in the mid. So this is the other thing. Bristleback. if you watch my warding video on YouTube, this is something I explain in detail. Right now, they're the two most important lanes that need wards are top lane and bot lane. Obviously, mid does not require a ward that heavily because you've got an SF versus Invoker. Neither of them have. I guess Invoker has a little bit of an advantage if he has high ground vision over SF for a little while, but after that, it's not too big a deal. Honestly,
Mhm.
SF doesn't really care if he sees Invoker or doesn't see Invoker. Really doesn't care. So you don't need a mid ward. There's no gank potential here apart from Monkey King, but it looks like Monkey King is in the offlane anyway. And also, even if there, you can't really ward for Monkey King. It's almost impossible. He's going to be on the trees, so
Mhm.
there's no point warding mid. However, at the same time, you've got a Bristol back in the offlane who it's really hard for Bristol to farm in the jungle. Right, Bristol can't farm in the jungle, so he needs to get levels out of the lane. He doesn't necessarily need farm; he needs levels. So you need to make sure he has vision in this area, so he can safely stay in a specific spot where he can get XP. Not having vision here really makes Bristol's life really hard. Why is everybody's
Mhm.
XP per minute zero? Oh, okay, because the you don't get XP from level one route. I mean first route. Right. So that's one. Okay. So next thing is enchanted mango. Now, what is your reasoning behind getting this mango?
I got the mayo because like I can quickly use it for a heal if I run out of mana. Like I can basically use it like as an instant like mana source to use any of my spells.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that. That's a very good reasoning. It's fine going about it this way. If you, especially if you feel that in the past that has been useful for you and you have used it. But honestly, I think if you play um, if you change your playstyle a little bit, you actually do not need mango. Mango would be a waste of money. You can actually get all everything you need just from clarities. They you should never. What I'm saying is you should never get into a situation where you need that burst heal on Omniknight, especially not at level one, because you're just not getting that much out of your purification. Okay, at level two, sure, okay, fine. You're using
Mhm.
110 gold, 150 mana, burst mana for 160 HP. That's fine. That's not too bad. Level three is obviously even better, and so on and so forth. But level one, it would be a waste of mango. Like you just counted on that mango, and because of that, most likely because of that mango, you put yourself in that position which you should not be in. Like all of this, you know, right here, Monkey King has just had four. Um, there's two things here. First off, you want to harass this windrunner. Now, you should never ever harass this person, an offlaner, near a creep wave, because what you just did here is you dragged these creeps to start
Yeah, and push
attacking
the
you.
wave.
Yeah, you're gonna start pushing the wave, which plays into windrunner's part. Now, that's not that big a deal. You know why? Because you can't possibly maintain creep equilibrium or deny this windrunner. So this is actually good that you drew the creeps and you're gonna push the wave. You want to push the wave because Windrunner is standing here. Windrunner is gonna get XP regardless of where the creep wave is. There's no
Mhm.
way you can zone around. But if the creep wave is underneath her tower, it's gonna be a little bit harder for her to farm. Firstly, so you do limit her farm. But the other thing that you can do is you can actually make successful pulls off, which will deny her XP. So pushing the lane is definitely something that you should be doing, and this is the kind of thing that you should be thinking about. That okay, this offlaner, am I zoning him out? My presence here, is it doing anything at all? Can I do anything at all? If the answer is no, then you should not be there. Then you should not be doing what you normally do. For example, right here, you're not going to zone this. There is absolutely no way for you to do anything to this windrunner, right? So
Mhm.
ranger, runner, whatever. Uh, so you don't need to be here. All you need to do is make sure you have a TP and you heal this guy whenever he needs it. You standing here, you're just eventually gonna die and feed yourself to either of these two people. What you can do is maybe help out Bristleback a little bit. Maybe go and gank Invoker a little bit. Maybe get SF a really fantastic early game. So obviously SF snowball hero, you get him really decent levels, really decent farm in the early game. Guarantee that he gets, because level 1 is when SF is probably level 1, 2, and 3 is when he's the
It's the
weakest.
worst.
Yeah, he needs these necromastery, and against the invoker who's already got like exhort orbs and it has a high amount of damage, he's going to deny a lot. So if you can make an
Hmm.
impact in this lane, that is so much bigger. You actually might even die here.
No, I didn't. I used
Like,
my
look at how close you were,
regen
though.
wrong.
Look at
I
how
used
close
my
you were,
health
though.
regen. Yeah.
No, they definitely could have played this a little bit better. And now look what you have to do. You have to go all the way back to base. So having this mango, having all of the like, honestly, you didn't need to go back to base. You could have just popped a clarity and
You
healed
just heal
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, you've got a tango as well. Actually, yeah, okay, sure, heal yourself and uh, eat a tango and stay in lane. You need to get some XP. So this ended up being pretty poor for you. Uh, yeah, okay, but at the very least, you didn't die, so that's definitely a big
Hmm.
positive. You come back to this lane as soon as this is a
Should have healed
small.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not a lot. It's just 90, but it's okay.
It's free
It is
and
a lot. Yeah, it's 1/6 of his HP at the moment, so it is a lot actually. I take that back. All right. So so I'm pretty much going to fast forward this because the only thing that needs to be said here is just notice what are you actually doing in this lane. What is where is your impact? What is your impact? What your job should be is to make sure your team has a really good early game. And how do you do that as an Omni Knight? As Omniknight slash support hero, you provide vision to
just heal your
them.
guy.
You keep them alive. You provide vision to them. So, what are the two things you need to do that? You need wards for providing vision, and you need a TP to keep people alive, and obviously be checking around the map. But you don't have a TP, so the only person you can help out is Juggernaut, which is kind of silly because you Juggernaut is the last person you need to be healing because he's got a healing ward. So the Omni pick is starting to, like, especially in the laning phase. Yes, your ult is fantastic against this entire team, but that's just one thing. There are so many other things that are wrong in your lineup that I almost think that if you had somebody like anyone with a stun, like a non-greedy stunner, right?
Hmm.
You need AoE stun. Lion, um, Lena, not so much because it's not a guaranteed stun. Similarly, for the same reason, Witch Doctor. I think I'm a bit. I don't know about CM. Venji is just a single target. Earthshaker. There you go. That's it. If you had an Earthshaker here, that would have been so fantastic. Honestly,
Hmm.
because you needed some AoE stun on a non-greedy support. But yeah, the definitely you could have done a lot in this game, despite being bad draft and everything. But that's not in this lane. Like if you notice, literally all you are doing is sure you're getting a few denies here and there, not a big deal at all. Um, Not a big deal at all, and you're just stealing. You're literally stealing, which is a negative thing. You're stealing Juggernaut's XP. Jug
Hmm.
could have out leveled both because these guys are sharing XP here. If you'd been going roaming, sort of roaming, taking bounty runes, trying to stack, and even if it means stack for this complete idiot who picks Terrorblade in the jungle, even if you stack for him, it's something.
Hmm.
It is something. You're having an impact. Right now, you're not having an impact. You're stealing farm. You might turn that XP into something useful later on. You might, but that's not your job. This is such a pub thing to do to to steal XP from your carry and then get killed off and then say, "Hey, my carry is I've got more kills than my carry." But if that's the case, you did your job wrong. Over here, let's see. Pretty sure Jug had like a minute and a half, sorry, second and a half on his spin left. So I think
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he would have gotten the kill off on Monkey, but you did contribute to it. So that's in 3 minutes. That's the first impact that you had. Okay, you were slowing him down as well.
Yeah.
I think if you were level one, sorry, if you were level two. So that's your first. That's the first time you've had an impact in the game so far. The useful impact. I mean, why would okay, SF was full age of man as well. Around this time, it's 4 minutes, about to be 4 minutes in. 4 minutes is when nighttime hits. As you can see, it says 17
Yeah.
seconds to nighttime. You desperately need to have vision on the map by this time. Before this time, around 3.5 minutes, you should start looking to place some wards. You should have 3 wards in the map base right now, which you do. You could have placed, one ward around here, so you can see Monkey King rotating, and you could have placed another ward around here just in case Legion Commander wants to make an early rotation, which is probably not going to happen. But you can give vision to SF. Hey, look, there's a rune here if you want to go and grab it or whatever. Vision is
Mm.
important. But you are going for the greedier route, which is the boots. Now, if you think about it, in fact, you tell me, what do you think you're going to get accomplished with boots at 4 minutes
Um,
in?
Mainly just to run up and like at least harass the Windrunner a bit with like my heal because right now she has boots and she's obviously
Yeah,
faster than me. I can't
yeah,
run away, and I
yeah.
have the aura, so like I can probably like at least like she can't really like run away.
Okay, you do 90 damage with your heal. Even if you
Mhm.
manage to run up to Windrunner, who runs a lot faster than you, doesn't matter what the like. Even if it's not the boots, like she's got. There's no way you can. The point is, there's no way you can actually harass her, even if you have really fast movement speed. The harass that you can take out on her is not a lot. She will get on top of that. This is a dual lane situation. You're not going to get a lot of harass down. Having boots is just for the purposes of a little bit of harass. There's no potential kill potential, whether you get boots or not. There's no way you kill Windrunner. You and Juggernaut until Juggernaut gets his ult, in which case he ults Windrunner and then you heal it on top of that, or you heal before that. That's the kill scenario, sure, but that needs to be level 6, and you guys are way, way away from level 6. Halfway there nearly, I guess. Not halfway actually. You need more levels. Um,
Mhm.
of course, we all understand that, but point is that you needed to have observers. You needed to have maybe some, what do you call it, TP, not some. You needed to have a TP in
Yeah.
case your allies need TP support. But observers and TP are also gonna, because like there's a monkey in the game. You have no idea where the monkey is, and SF is extremely immobile here. I'm so surprised SF hasn't died in this game, and I'm so surprised the Monkey King hasn't gone around to harass him and kill him, because that's a dead SF every time Monkey King lands a primal
Spring or
primal
whatever.
spring. Yeah, primal spring on him. Every time Monkey King lands primal spring, that's a dead SF, guaranteed. You've got a boundless strike, stun, 1 second stun. Oh shit, it's a 0.4 second now. And then on top of that, you've got a sun strike, you've got cold snap, you've got whatever an invoker wants to use. That's a dead SF every single time. Slowed down dead SF. So if you arrive there, you can heal him and prevent him from dying. Oh, there we go. As I say,
Mm.
and SF survived. Wow.
Like there, I should have probably TP'd there.
Yeah,
Even.
absolutely, absolutely. Oh, that was a very nice spring, and that was everything. Oh wow, okay, stick,
He didn't use his
nice.
thing, but he didn't use. Did he use his stun, the Monkey King?
He
Oh,
did.
he did, but he used it
Yeah,
after.
he used it a little bit earlier. He used it just a teeny bit, one right click earlier.
Or he would have been
One,
dead then.
two, yeah, yeah. All he had to do was just wait a little bit, and he would have killed him. Even despite the stick charges, he would have killed him. Anyway, and if you TP'd, you would have saved him, but you were not. You're not even looking there. Um,
Hmm.
you're not getting much in this lane, and you're not even looking there. Like even if you were, harassing the hell out of the offlaner or zoning him out or getting a lot of pulls off, and that's something that I haven't stressed a lot about, and I will in a minute. But if you were doing any of those things and you let the SF die, it's just a pub. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You're getting
Mhm.
something in return, but you're not. So you need to be doing something now. Something that I haven't talked about at all in this game, and it's mostly because of the fact that this is a dual lane situation, and because this windrunner is constantly pushing this lane in. But you haven't even tried for it. You haven't even attempted it. Even in fact, your itemization um, is more towards harassing a person you can't harass rather than getting a lot. Like what you should be doing, what I'm trying to get at is what you should be doing is you should be getting stacks and pulls. You should ask the Juggernaut, "Hey man, can you spin this wave? He's level 2 already. He can spin
Mhm.
whenever he's level 3. Sorry, level 2 of spin. Tell him, can you push this wave out? Or you can just push the wave out with your heal yourself. That's
Mhm.
completely fine as
I
well.
guess like I guess like even if my teammates don't take it, I can farm them with a heal anyways.
Absolutely. No, it's not. It's not that. What I'm saying is, you get the pull here to
Yeah.
you pull to your safe lane um, creeps. So you deny the XP from the Windrunner, and you get some free
Yeah.
last hits and XP. But you haven't really, like, right here. There's nobody in this lane. The Monkey King and Windrunner are missing. This is the opportunity. 6:45. This is when you should have been here making this pull, and then connecting it to
Mhm.
this pull, and then you've got one small camp and one large camp, XP and gold. Well, gold is not guaranteed, but Omniknight hits for really hard, and you've got a lot of. You still got the two clarities from the start. You've got level 2 purification. You can definitely get a lot of farm in that from that lane. But all you're doing is like, look at that. That's insignificant damage. Honestly, that damage is not gonna. So you've used purification. You've done all of that, and look at how much damage you took. You took the same amount of damage as you did to Windrunner. She just doesn't care. She's a ranged hero. And against this is something that you did useful. You healed the Juggernaut. This guy's an idiot. He should have had the healing board out. He should have been healing himself. He shouldn't need you to heal. Oh, okay, fine. Now he doesn't,
Mhm.
as I say. Um, but yeah, Windrunner getting that harass off on Windrunner at the moment. Maybe if you'd done the okay, let's see if you guys can turn this into a kill, because that harass, if you turn it into a kill, especially if you did it on with the purpose that Jug is about to be level 6. Actually, Jug doesn't have mana, is it? Does he? Does he?
Here's a
Does.
mango too.
Nice. Okay, there you go. Very fantastic. Now I'm down with what you did. That's completely fine. If you actually had that in mind, in like if you planned that.
So like basically like don't commit like your mana and stuff like unless you're gonna kill them like
Harass is fine if you can drive them out of the
if
lane.
you can do it like free and like you
No, no,
don't have
no.
to like.
Even if you have to commit things, but if you harass them, the thing is, like, if you harass the Windrunner right now, she's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter if she's half HP. She knows that she doesn't have to fear you. She knows that you can't kill her. Like, the mistake Windrunner made here was not checking Jug was level 6. If she'd seen Jug was level 6, she immediately makes sure that she's full HP. She gets a salve or tangos or whatever. And if she's
Mhm.
full HP, Jug can't kill her. You did half damage to her, so you've zoned her out a little bit because Jug can kill her now. But before Jug has level 6, or even right now, if you go up to her right now, you for free, without getting a single damage to yourself, you go up to her, you do harass to her, and she's a half level, sorry, half her HP. She doesn't care. She shouldn't care. There's no way you can kill her. There's nothing you can do. She'll keep farming away. So what you would have done is you would have wasted your time and your resources meaning HP and mana. Whereas you could have maybe gone top and healed this guy. If this guy gets a little bit better lane, like right now, you could have thrown out a heal. You could have maybe prevented this 9 minute what's it called, dual damage. So these are like, if you'd gone top a little bit earlier when I was saying, maybe that would never ever happens because this guy's so high level that Legion never bothers going for that. You know, so
Mhm.
these are kind of the things that you need to be looking out for. Just a heads up play, like looking at the map for the most amount of impact that you and your hero can have.
Mhm.
Like, once again, vision wise, another thing you could have done is you could have had some wards. If you'd had any amount of vision around here, if you'd had some vision around here, maybe SFC's this, like, you've got a 100% full-time jungler here for some reason. Maybe you can try to protect I'm not actually gonna say try to protect his farm. There's no way you should protect this idiot's farm. But if you really want to win the game, you should
Yeah.
protect his farm. You know, you did try to TP here, but Bristleback was too low and too out of position, so it's okay. I like the fact that you did TP though. Yeah, that was definitely Bristle's fault for sure. But yeah, now what you can do is, if you'd had wards, you could have placed a ward, maybe a little bit deeper, so that next time Legion can't come to this lane. But you're getting this free XP. Nobody else is taking this XP, so this is really nice. In fact, you can even throw out a heal over here. That's nice. That's good. Despite you getting clipped, like that's maybe something that you should have obviously anticipated, that whether you're there or not, Naga's not Naga. Medusa is gonna throw out her snake, so maybe just preemptively, um, you don't have repel. You want to have repel, 100%. You want to have repel. You don't want to have 2 points in Legion Aura. One of the biggest
Mhm.
reasons why you don't want to do that is because there's no way you will be, or you shouldn't be, essentially. Wow. Oh my days. What was I saying? Yeah, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be in a situation where you're actually running people down, especially as a 7 position support in this game.
Yeah.
So, in fact, if you had in this particular game, even though I might not be fully down with that, but if you didn't have a single point in Legion Aura, it would have been. Why would you do that, you idiot? He was safe. Yeah, you can't win this game. Let's move on. There's no way you're winning this game.
No, I think we win this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my days. He was safe. He was literally not dying. And now he's flaming you for not having repel. Ah, these people. Okay, what you want to do here is you want to be. Legion commanders just use duel. You saw all of them were really low HP. So this is something where map awareness comes into play. You have to know that nobody's here. You can
You
quite
just
easily
push.
go and take and no, not necessarily push, just farm this. Just farm this. And even if this was not a safe place to farm, you should have been standing over here. So at the very least, you can get this XP for free. Now, what you're doing here
Hmm.
is really nice. Again, you're not bot. You're not stealing Jug's farm. You're not doing nothing. You're taking XP from a lane which is empty, which is really. But you're not actually doing that. You're just standing here. You're literally not doing anything at all now because you're so far away that you're not actually getting XP. If you literally, if you were like, what is it, 400 units more towards the creep wave, I would have
Yeah.
been really happy with what we. Okay, now you're um this is great. Now that's free farm. You can farm this as well. You know that they're all in base. Monkey King is dead as well. Legion still has like what 20 seconds more up on her duel left. Oh, 2 seconds. Okay. But she's not gonna come and duel you for sure. So you're completely fine.
Hmm.
So you just got like 100, 200, about 200 gold for free, and you could have had 300 gold for free if you'd gone in for
Did
those
it
two
earlier.
extra. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, my two biggest complaints are you need to have more impact, and number two, you need to buy more wards. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's number one complaint actually. Stick is a great pickup on a support hero, especially Omniknight, and I would like you to upgrade the stick mostly for the stats as soon as you get your mana boots.
Hmm. Like
Uh,
this
e-
game, after my mana boots, I went Midas.
Never go Midas ever. Few exceptions to this rule are Invoker, obviously. Exhort Invoker only, for obvious reasons. Phoenix, Crystal Maiden, rarely, by the way, completely depending on the game and depending on how likely is it that the enemy can actually get take your ult off, like stun you or
Hmm.
cancel your ult is what I'm trying to say. So what have I said so far? Invoker, number one. Phoenix. Number two, rarely Crystal Maiden. Number three, Arc Warden. You should never ever play, but if you do, number
Yeah.
four, and that is it. Yes, that is it. I
Okay.
guess occasionally Lone Druid. If you get a good offlane, then you can do it on Lone Druid. The biggest thing is that the biggest thing is that, especially, okay, what does Midas do? Um, the positives you and I both know. It's the
It lets me
negatives.
farm basically.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more farm, but do you need farm? Not really. Do you need levels? Not really. Once you have level four, Omni Knight that he is at level 1, level 2, is the same Omni Knight that he is all the way to level 6. Omni Knight that is at level 6 is the same Omni Knight that he is at level 25. At 25, maybe change a little bit with the plus 200 purification because that is a huge thing. But otherwise, Omni Knight doesn't really change as a hero in what he does. Having faster levels, more gold, having more gold is nice, but you've got four core lineup here. You're a position 7. You can't afford. You don't need more gold. You just need to keep your sports life, your cores life. The other thing that
Mm-hmm.
Midas does is it's 2,000 gold as a an insure not an insurance. What is it, like a safety deposit? I think you're delaying
Yeah.
your game by a huge amount, which you really can't afford to do. As a sport, you need to have every single bit of farm. Even mana boots is a luxury which you cannot afford. In fact, boots is a luxury that you shouldn't have been able to afford till, I don't know, 12 minutes in, which happens a lot, to be very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I wouldn't have minded if you went for Tranquil's boot this particular game with just with raindrops, tranquil boots, magic stick, all the way up to, I don't know, 18 minutes into the game. Just because you need to buy so many other things, you need to have courier, you need to upgrade the courier, you need to buy observers, you need to buy sentries all the time because you
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure that the enemy team doesn't have vision on your idiot farming in the jungle and comes and kills him over and over again. You need to ensure your team has all of these things so that these four cores can actually scale well into the game. You can't look at anything for yourself in this particular game, and that's also why I don't really like Omni Knight too much because when you start playing this self-sacrificial, the chances of you winning most of your ranked games and increasing your MMR, it's so low. Yeah, it is just
Mm-hmm.
so low. You're so dependent on your cores, on your teammates, on the other four teammates. But yeah, so even Midas on other cores, you don't want to delay the game. If you have 2,000 gold, get an item. Imagine having a blink dagger on someone important, um, and at 12 minutes in, or not 12 minutes in, let's say 10 minutes in, having a blink dagger on a hero and amount of things that you can accomplish as opposed to having a Midas. If you think about it in this sense, that if you have for that 2,000 gold, if you have a blink dagger and you can get 2 kills off where you wouldn't have gotten those 2 kills, it's almost the same as having a Midas for 5 minutes, or more than that, 6 minutes maybe. But it's not just that. That's just for you. What you've also done is you prevented those two enemy heroes, from farming for that whole time. So it's almost like it's Midas times 4 for that duration. So the benefits far outweigh the the benefits of not making Midas. So I should actually say the disadvantages of Midas far outweigh
Yeah.
the benefits on most heroes. And if you notice, like this patch, this major, such a horrible major, honestly, uh, because so many people in pubs are now buying Midases. But if you notice, Midas has had a really low win rate, not only in the major. It's, by the way, it's had a low win rate in the major, but it's not only that. But if you look at it, regular games, Midas has had a really low win rate in the games as well. But it's kind of like stupid now because people like I haven't played in 4 days. Last game I played was 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Shit. But 5 days ago there were like four, five, six Midases every single game. It was just stupid. So it's almost like at that point, if there's so many Midases, if you don't make a Midas, you're probably gonna lose. that kind of situation is stupid, but people are hopefully recovering from that now and recovered from that now. So,
Hmm.
like if the last two games on that I watched at the moment from the grand final, there were no Midases. So obviously, people pros have learned that this is not a Midas patch. It's just some Chinese people being silly.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, so you TP'd. So I feel like there's the amount of things that we're gonna learn from this game are. I think we've learned the most out of it already. There's not much to do here.
Hmm.
The enemy team is going to have a you know really huge advantage. They're probably going to come and have great team fights, and then they're going to throw the game at one point, and then they're going to delay the game so much it's going to go into 35, 40 minutes. I'm pretty sure, and at that point, 47 minutes. There you go.
Yeah.
And at that point, you guys have got four cores, and you're just going to push down. You're just going to just steamroll it and just win off of that. So I don't think there's much to watch here. The only thing I want to see is how you are in a team fight. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to find a team fight,
Oh,
actual.
there's some later.
Because all I want to know is what is your positioning in team fights. That's it. I feel like that's the only other thing that we're gonna be able to. Yeah, so that's one thing. Where was SF? SF was here. Um, it's hard when you've got a four core lineup, but when you are playing a support, especially a defensive support like Omni, Dazzle, SD, etc., you want to stick with your cores. Your core should never die. If your core dies, then you should have been there trying to help him. And then if he dies, then it's probably his fault. But if you're not there and he dies, that's definitely your fault,
Hmm.
even if he's YOLOing like an idiot. I mean, if you guys are taking this tower and he YOLOs in behind the tower, then obviously it's his fault. But what I mean is like what just happened here, where you were over here and SF died. But it's hard because there are four people who are you supposed to stick with. So I don't know. There's not much. You can just stick with the most farm one, or the one who you think is who's not the idiot. Like you're most likely not going to stand with the Terrorblade.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. This is a good opportunity to talk about this because look at your positioning as a support hero. You just a few seconds ago, but I believe the enemy is pushing this lane, right? So the enemy is somewhere around over here, and look at where you are. You're literally the only one at this tower. So this is something that you shouldn't be doing. Like even now, um, you saw three people were pushing here. Now you see a few people here, so automatically you have to know all five of the enemy team is here. This guy is dying. He's 100% dead. There's no way you can help him. So you shouldn't even been here. You need to wait for your teammates to arrive and then stand behind them, not behind the tower, behind your teammate. Like you just exposed yourself. You could quite easily, like if the enemy team had even a little bit of sense to go and put up a ward here, you were 100% dead here, and that means that
Hmm.
there's no guardian angel, there's no repel, there's no heal for all of these cores. That means that's a free tower, 100% a free tower, and most likely they push high ground a little bit after that as well. So positioning wise, that's something that you need to work on. So let's see here after that happened. Okay, so the jug comes. Now you're standing behind jug, and that's good. Repel him. Repelled him. Should have repelled him. He wouldn't have gotten silenced. Yeah, so your positioning needs to be much further back. So you took all this damage. There is no way you should have taken this damage. You should not be this close to. The
Their
enemy should not
cores.
be. Yeah, sorry?
It shouldn't be that close to their cores because they're just gonna kill me in like 2 hits.
Absolutely. Or even your own cores. All you should be doing is you've got purification off cooldown, move in a few inches, throw out a purification, move
And
back.
run back.
Move in a few inches, repel, move back. The Solar Crest is a pretty long cast range anyway. 1,000 cast range is humongous, so you just go and do that. You move back. You want to be so far away because if I'm on the enemy team, you know what I would be looking for? Where's the Omni Knight? I kill the Omni Knight in
Yeah.
a team fight. That's a one team fight. As you already that's why you picked Omniknight for that GA. If I can as an enemy core, as a Legion commander, as a what's his name Invoker, if I can kill the Omni, even this guy's got silenced, right? So if I can silence and kill the Omni before he gets his GA off, that's a one team fight. And your job is to not let them do that. But you're making their job
Hmm.
really easy by just coming right into you're frontlining for your team, and you're just giving the enemy team exactly what they need. Anyway, so this is over. Um,